So, Andy, how do I give this away? Andy, I got a script, right? On the second page. Got it. Okay. Okay.
The story of the path to coldness in love is well known. We start off full of affection for one another, and then, with time, feelings fade. We start prioritizing work. We check our phones while they're speaking. We don't especially want to hear how their day went. There's a popular surface explanation for this kind of emotional frost, that people naturally get bored of one another in the same way as they get bored with everything else. The gadget that once seemed so amazing, the film they used to love. Going cold is, in this story, simply the unavoidable consequence of familiarity. But there's another explanation, darker at first, but in the end more hopeful. The loss of interest isn't either natural or inevitable. The boredom is something at once more complicated and more active. It exists because we feel hurt by, angry with, or scared of our partner, and because we haven't found a cathartic way to tell ourselves or them about it. Tuning out isn't inevitable, it's a symptom of disavowed emotional distress. It's a way of coping. We're internally numbed, not just a touch bored. This can sound strange. After all, we might have no active sense that our partner has been hurting, angering, or frightening us. The idea appears laughable or extreme. It makes our partners sound like monsters or ourselves like weaklings, neither of which is true. But the self that loves within a relationship is not the normal adult self we know from other zones of our lives. We may mostly be hugely resourceful and resilient, but the person who loves is an infinitely more vulnerable being. We should imagine it like a smaller, younger, more defenseless version of ourselves that lives in our heads and is no tougher and not much wiser than we were as babies, which is when so many of our needs for and ideas about love were formed. It's this vulnerable self that continues to direct our hearts, even if we're 6'2" with a pointy beard. The loving self has a gossamer thin ego. It gets hurt, frightened, and upset with desperate ease. You could deeply distress it by interrupting it during a story it's telling you about the sandwich it had for lunch, by not asking it enough about the little spot it got on its arm yesterday, by preferring a book to cuddling, or being a bit tricky about what channel it should watch on TV. Of course, these are, by ordinary adult standards, tiny slights. But we don't love by adult standards. These small arrows are enough to wound the self that loves to its tender emotional core. Ideally, of course, the small self would at once point out what's happened. It would carefully explain that it had been frustrated and hurt. Its voice would be measured, undefensive, and charming. But mostly, it just stays silent. That's forgivable. It doesn't properly understand what's wrong. It just knows it's in pain and is driven by an instinct to withdraw and protect itself, which translates into behavior that looks pretty cold. If the adult self had to give voice to the loving self's ups.
Wow. Uh-oh. It's Monday. The voice of reason has returned to KBLA Talk 1580 with another thought-provoking relationship topic. Really quickly, before I delve deep into the questions, I had a guest, a special guest for tonight. He canceled at the last moment, but he'll be back on Monday. I'm not going to tell you who he is. He's never been on the show before, but I'm excited to have him. And do you know my television show airs tonight? 9 p.m. Soon as I get off the air. All you got to do is download the Our TV 78 app. That's OUR TV 78. Download the app. And right at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, boom, my episode of The Situation Shift shall air. Also, before we dig into the topic, do you know we have what is known as KBLA swag bags to give away? It's my turn to give it away. Listen, if you're the second caller, right now, if you're the second caller, you will win a KBLA Talk 1580 swag bag and entrance into our exclusive second anniversary party on Juneteenth. On Monday, June 19th, listen, it's going to be cool. You're going to be hanging out with all of our talk show hosts, some amazing artists who will be performing live on stage, food, drink, dancing, and lots of fun as we celebrate the second anniversary of your favorite talk radio station. Congratulations to caller number 2 right now from your friends at KBLA Talk 1580. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. Whoever is number 2 gets the swag bag courtesy of Zodiggity. Number 2, if you got them, Andy, we already know. Andy, I want to know their name once you get it. Now, on to tonight's topic. Is your love tank close to being empty? All relationships go through it, highs and lows. But as the clip that set up the show talked about, it's more than just boredom. It could be a protective mechanism, right? Where someone has been hurt, and the only way they know how to process is to withdraw and get cold. Tonight's topic: is your love tank close to being empty? I know there are people out there. Oh, yes. I know there are people out there who are struggling with this, dealing with this. I want you to call in and talk to me tonight. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. What are the signs a relationship is coming to an end? What are the signs of a relationship that is running out of gas? Can you convince someone to stay when they're ready to go? What happens when your love tank hits the big E? Huh? How do you know if a relationship has run its course? What are the signs of a relationship coming to an end? How long is too long to wait for a relationship to get back on track? 1-800-920-1580. Call me right now. I need to know. How do you deal with it? Are you dealing with it? What has been the challenges for you? Come on, you already know what this is. Non-judgmental discussion about real topics around relationships. Agree or disagree? One of the key signs your relationship is ending is that you no longer, oh, this is tough. Gosh, is that you are no longer vulnerable and open with your partner. A cornerstone of happy relationships is that both partners feel comfortable being truly open to sharing thoughts and opinions with one another. Now, that's tricky. It's hard because sometimes your partner will bring up things that you don't want to hear, that you're reluctant to hear, that you're resistant to hear. And let me just say, sometimes relationships have really pliable safe spaces, meaning, oh, you can say whatever you want to say to me um, if it's not something I don't want to hear or if it's not something I disagree with, right? I think, and this is something that I'm trying to master. I haven't mastered it. See, I don't have a problem telling you what's wrong with me. I have a problem mastering this. Sometimes if it's something I don't agree with or if something I don't want to hear, I'm a bit more reluctant to receive it. Does that happen to you? And if that does happen, does that contribute to your coldness? 1-800-920-1580. Call me, call me, call me. Ever wonder where to start when your love runs out of gas? So so maybe, right? Maybe counseling, divorce in the relationship, keystroke stalking. Let me see where they've been on social media. GPS tracking, turn a blind eye to cheating, make nice, or turn into a raging lunatic. What are your options here? How do you know if the spark is gone out of your relationship? 1-800-920-1580, the voice of reason has returned when I come forward. I'm asking more questions and I'm going to the phone lines. You know. They should be, but not one caller. I need some callers. Get to the phone lines right now. Please get to the phone lines right now. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Can I get some callers? Can I get some callers? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Can I get some callers? Can I get some callers? Let's go, let's go, let's go. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. Call me, call me, call me, call me. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Who's calling in? Who's calling in? 1-800-920-1580. You guys already know the situation shift airs tonight. Who's calling in? 1-800-920-1580. 1-800. Here's the number right here. Here's the number right here. Call me right now. Hotline. When I say call me, I mean right now. Not right now, but right now. Call me, call me, call me. When I say call me, I mean right now. Not right now, but right now. right now. See, y'all guys all yelling. Phone lines. Yo, did everybody enjoy their coaching session over the weekend? Who had a coaching session and who enjoyed it? Who had a coaching session? 20 seconds. And who enjoyed it? Put up an emoji. My playlist is my co host. You know who that is. Legendary Teddy Pendergrass. Love TKO. Sometimes we get knocked off our square, man. Sometimes we get knocked off our square. And when that happens, we just don't have the capacity, to pour into the positive side of our relationships. And if something happens in your relationship that causes, in other words, let me give you an example. When I say if something happens, if somebody cheats, right? And, you know, the other party wants to move forward, or both parties want to move forward, they agree to move forward, but say the party that has been hurt by the cheating hasn't had the opportunity to express or share their distrust, their anger, their disappointment, they may cope by shutting down the love. I know it's difficult. It happens in real time, in real life. How do you refill the love gas tank, right? And this is giving you an example of how something can spur that on, because in real life relationships lose steam on their own, to no fault, of each party. In real life, relationships can lose steam on their own. But if you've done something, if you've committed some type of infraction, yeesh, one of the coping mechanisms for moving on is being cold. The person who was hurt, can become cold, despondent, anxious, depressed, withdrawn. All of this can happen. Agree or disagree, emotional detachment can be helpful if you use it purposely, such as by setting boundaries with certain peoples or groups. Boundaries can help you maintain a healthy distance from people who demand too much of your emotional attention, or they can set an emotional boundary for a significant other that hurt you, that you're not ready to let go. Sometimes coldness is the response and the reaction to staying in it when you're not emotionally fulfilled or satisfied, or you're still hurt. Gosh, this is tough. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia, get in here. Yes, sir. What's happening?
Ain't not too much, man. I missed the setup, but I feel like it's just straight from the spirit time right now. It's about how to refill that love tank, huh?
How do you do it?
Yeah, I think identify the fuel first and foremost, right?
Identify the fuel. Wow.
Yeah, let's go straight there. Let's figure out what is going. Like, am I taking unleaded? Do I require premium? Is this like an electric scooter? Like, what type of?
Is it solar powered?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the wind turbines. Like, what we working with. And I think really though, like I remember reading I read a way that you frame all the topics with the questions and all. And one question that stuck out to me was it was something about like, should you be waiting to like figure out if you want to stay with somebody? Like how much time you should give yourself or somebody else and all of that.
Right.
And man, I think for me that's heavy because it's like, I believe that first and foremost, each of us individually need to decide that we're going to be true to ourselves first and foremost before we worry about anything else, like if somebody going to stay with us or this and the third. Like, personally, I believe that as long as we have clarity about who we are and we can be more quickened in our decision making sometimes, I think that really helps. Because a lot of it is like, I think that level of uncertainty, sometimes I think we leave too much room for error, and it's like our own fault. Because as long as we're able to, even tie it into like the most recent topic too, like as long as we can just lean into what's true with the level head at least, you know what I'm saying? Even if that's like, look, okay, right now I feel a bit overwhelmed off strength of my spirit. I need 38 minutes and 14 seconds. I'll get right back with you, Queen.
Mm-hmm.
If you can lean into it and that's real, like, and you're dealing with someone that is allowing you both to have healthy space, you know, respecting one another's processes or the whole of what's going on, I think as long as you're able to not run away from expressing how you feel or communicating what you feel is necessary for y'all to progress, I believe there's always, you know, a way to move through something. But I think once we start making these excuses, like the whole adage is like, you know, if you want to find, or if something means enough to you, you'll find a way, and if not, you'll find an excuse. I think all of that really, really plays into the pocket. So maybe the fuel for me is just a relentless kind of approach or a stance to remain true to myself. And that's what I would want with my partner too. So whatever we need to pour into one another, or maybe I could give you the ride to your station, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, as long as you, again, are moving in presence, I think you, I don't know if it applies to everybody, but you will want presence and all of the truth and love that comes through just being happy and fulfilled within, or just in the moment, appreciating life and union, period. Like, that should help restore your spirits in a more healthy context. I think that's one good way to start, at least kind of reviewing the check engine lights or whatever's going on, man.
But what about the flip of that? What about, say you hurt somebody, you disappointed them, you broke their heart, and the only style of dealing with it, you know, that they may have, especially if they want to stay, is to withdraw. Do you allow them? Shouldn't you allow them the space and the grace to kind of just work through it, especially if they want to stay?
Absolutely. You know, from the chest it feels good. Like,
But what if staying means it's not the same, they're not as loving, they're not as affectionate, they've shut down everything, but they're still there. How
yeah,
long how long does one deal with that kind of interaction with someone that loves them and wants to stay?
to be like if you want to receive end of an approach like that to me, if you accept that, then all you're doing is accepting a shell of your part. Like at the end of the day.
Interesting. Why do you say that?
And if that because if someone in their honesty is communicating to you that, in other words, that what I gathered, the essence of that is that at least for a time, they're kind of putting you on notice, like, look, well, you can maintain the idea that I am still your partner, but the substance of our relationship is no longer valid. Like it's honestly not there anymore.
You believe?
And
Well, that's one way to look at it. That's one way. I don't think.
that's what it looked like to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that that's universally applied. That's one way to look at it. One could really just be processing, you know, whatever happened, and they need that time to just process. Maybe that's the case too. Maybe it's not just you can believe that we're still together. If they profess their love for you, if they want to stay, maybe they actually need the time to restore trust, to restore uh, connection and closeness. Maybe they need time to you know what I'm saying, to rediscover that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and the context, like the nuance and the detail, I think they were all come into place, like in consideration. Like, it's hard. Well, trying to put myself in that mindset of like, I might have hurt someone and they saying they need to withdraw. That, in a way, is not necessarily a red flag, but the act of withdrawing takes you away from presence in the same breath to me, just on the surface level.
Oh, stay there, brother. Stay there. Stay there. My brother, Nazarene X from Atlanta, Georgia, is giving us some pretty interesting insights. What are your insights? What happens when a relationship starts to run out of gas? I want to know what you think about it. When we come forward, the phone lines are wide open. 1-800-920-1580. What up, y'all? Where are my callers? I need 2 callers. Can I get 2 callers on the line right now? Can I get 2 callers on the line right now? The ladies are ignoring my call to action. I have posted that 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Ladies, call us. I need 2 callers. Can I get you guys to call in? It's a discussion. I don't know shit. Hey, Pretty Brown Mimi, you should call in. You said if when a relationship runs out of gas, that's a great time to reevaluate the relationship. Or is it also a great time to refill the relationship? Nazarene X brought up a great point. He said, what is the relationship fueled on? What's the fuel we're using? Right? That was a great point. Oh, Ghetto Gourmet, you know we need to hear from y'all. Let me thank everybody. In the first 30 minutes, we've made $1 a minute, right? We got $30 in the tank. We got $30 in the kitty. Can you guys continue to support the channel? We had 500 people on the show, in the chat earlier today on the Zo What show, but not a strong showing on the super chat. Also, I have a sale going on. The Shrouded Lighthouse is on sale, 20% off. Plus, I'm going to give you an autograph, personalized message. Purchase the Shrouded Lighthouse right now. Purchase the Shrouded Lighthouse right now. Go to my website, mrzowhat.com. Also, I'm on the very last book or very last box of my holographic relationships. After this, there will be no more. After these books are gone, there will be no more. All right? So after the after the holographic relation, there's only 40 in a box. Yeah, that morning show is crazy. But there's only 40 in the box for the holographic relationship. Order now, order now. I'm going to the post office tomorrow. If you get your orders in now, I'm gonna be up tonight packaging them up. And then I'm gonna zip to the post office and start shipping them out tomorrow. Order now. Go to mrzowhat.com. If you get the Shrouded Lighthouse, you're going to get 20% off. And if you get the holographic relationship, you're going to get one of the last books, physical copies in existence. So order now, order now, order now. Can we get a run? Anybody who orders and I see it come across the screen, I'm going to shout you out live on the air. Oh yeah, it's about to become an Amazon product, and I'm gonna take a major hit. Oh, Chitlin Pimp. Always blessings, brother. Thank you for supporting, man. Thank you for always showing up big time. The morning show was super fun today. All laughs from start to finish. Yeah, we was acting a fool. Everybody shout out Chitlin Pimp. Everybody show Chitlin Pimp some love. Everybody show Chitlin Pimp some love. Everybody shout out Chitlin Pimp. Put a Chitlin Pimp. Put an emoji in there for Chitlin Pimp. I can say this though, honestly, man, even when me and my woman go through difficult times or bad times, she is still definitely my muse. She still provides me with inspiration. You guys be surprised how much inspiration she uh, supplies to me for even this show. So even when we going through shit, she's still an inspiration, and I'll be like, oh shit, I can talk about that. Oh shit, and sometimes she writes questions and all types of shit. So she's still an inspiration. Call him. Call him.
What you want to do is, for your child, is that you want the best for the best in them. That's what you want. And that's what you want from people that you surround yourself with. Now, they'll hold you to a high standard if that's the case, right? Because whenever you degenerate in any of the multiple ways that you're likely to degenerate, they're going to like whack you on the back of the head and say, you know, clue the hell in. You know, you're demeaning yourself. You're less than you could be. And there's real judgment in that, and it's harsh. You know, but with friends, it's the same thing. You want friends. They're not friends if they're not these people. You want friends who, when something good happens to you, that's good for you, right? They're happy about that. They're not like all bitter and resentful underground and like saying horrible things behind your back and telling you how they did something that was better and trying to drag you down. It's like, that's not helpful. And then when something bad happens to you and you go to them and you say, look, this terrible thing happened to me, first of all, they don't try to top it with some like horrible thing that happened to them because they don't have the patience to listen. And second, they're not secretly gloating about the fact that catastrophe finally befell you. It's like they're actually hurt by it. And that chapter is an injunction. It's like, take a look at the people that are around you. And if they're not on the side of what's good for you, then walk away. Because well, first of all, that's best for them too. If you put up with that, all you're doing is enabling it. It's like, well, it's okay that you mistreat me in a way that's harmful to me and everyone else. It's like, actually, no, that is not okay. It's not the least bit okay. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try to help someone when they're down. That's a whole different issue. Sometimes someone's on an incorrigible path. There's just nothing you can do. You know, maybe they're aiming down. They're aiming down hard. And they're bitter, and everything they do is to produce misery, virtually everything. And you have to detach yourself from that. It's like I always think about it from the perspective of a lifeguard. So if you're training to be a lifeguard, one of the things that you're trained to do is to...
And you know what's crazy about what Jordan Peterson is saying? Sometimes you hurt your partner, they withdraw. You define the withdrawing as the tank, you know, the love tank getting low and going on E. But sometimes they withdraw because you haven't created a safe space for them to vent at how you hurt them. Right? So they want to vent. They want to get it off their chest. They want to let you know to the magnitude, to the depth of how badly you hurt them. But they also feel like there will be a resistance in you when they unleash their truth on how they feel about how you made them feel or what you've done to them, right? But the reality of it is, if you're guilty of it, you're supposed to kind of open up and allow them to lash out a little. And I'm not saying in an abusive manner. I'm saying in a truthful, unapologetic, top-down, this is how you made me feel. And the way I'm acting is a clear result of how you made me feel like this is not a safe space. Or how you made me feel like you don't honor or respect this relationship. And what's interesting about what Jordan Peters was saying, very interesting. Sometimes your closest friends gives you tough love. And in a lot of cases, especially if they're really good friends, you tend to accept the reprimand that comes from your friends. Why is it that many men, myself included, can't take that reprimand from my woman? The woman I hurt, the woman I disappointed, the woman I let down. So when it's time for her to flip it and reprimand me in much the same way as my friends are allowed to reprimand me, because my definition of friendship is you got to pull my coattail if you really got my back. Why do we label it as an attack and then buy into the empty tank idea when our woman is pulling our coattails for behavior that is for behavior that is detrimental to the team? Woo! I know brothers ain't never seen it that way, huh? Uh-oh, here come Andy. Andy, your thoughts?
Controversial, but we ain't trying to hear that.
We gotta hear it if we gonna hear it from our brothers.
Understood. But I felt like we talked about this months before, but it's like sometimes you just want to come home and you just don't want to hear nothing. You want her to be my peace.
But Andy, if you caused a disruption in the relationship, don't you have to provide grace and space for her to let loose on you?
100%, but it doesn't mean it feels good.
So I think part of manhood, part of leadership, and part of that sacred word men throw around, accountability, is to allow her to break some dishes.
Absolutely.
Yay! 1-800-920-1580. What are your thoughts? Tonight we on fire. Let me get my brother Nazarene X back in here. Wrap your thought, good brother.
Some paper plates.
Paper plates.
About dishes. Not everybody got dishes at the crib.
Hey, that's my mama China. Put that down.
Grab them little party cups. Like again, just within context. I mean, if you are really involved with someone and there's a conscious infraction made, right? Like something that is not fictitious, is not far left, but something that both parties can identify, as adults and say there was some type of wrongdoing done, or, just somebody's feelings are hurt. I think again and there, we don't have to make a big deal out of little things, and it's not to belittle the types of things that couples can go through, right?
Hold on. I can't let you do that. Oh, no. I can't. No. I can't. No. I can't let you do that. You cannot marginalize the hurt you cause. Stay with me, Nazarene. When we come forward, Nazarene got to clean this up. Here we go. Hey, Haru, you know you got to call in. You cooking in the chat. I want to hear this shit on the phone. But when you call in, you're going to be like, none of that shit matters. Do you know the aliens are here? You want to get angry about some shit I did? Who gonna chop down the trees? Huh? Who gonna bring back coal for the refrigerator? No, for the oven out back. Who gonna set up the solar energy? I don't want to hear no arguing about nothing. Hey, y'all, keep hitting that super chat. We are at $79.99, 47 minutes in. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep doing a good job. Let's keep supporting the channel. Hey, listen, 20% off of the Shrouded Lighthouse. If you haven't gotten it, get it now. 20% off. of the Shrouded Lighthouse. Let me tell you how this works. I think 20% off takes us $36 for the book. You guys are paying for the shipping and handling, but really, that's cutting into the shipping and handling, which means I'm paying for it, right? When that with that 20% tacked on, we're dealing with the actual price of the book. So get it now. It's going to be on sale for 1 week. It's going to be on sale for 1 week from Monday to Monday. 20% off. Order it now. If you want me to ship your copy out, autograph copy, I do all of this painstakingly on the floor in front of my television every Tuesday morning. Yo, you want your copy? Do it now. Go to mrzowhat.com. Get 20% off of the Shrouded Lighthouse. And I'm going to tell you right now, the holographic relationship is almost sold out for good on my end. So everybody, hit the like button. Everybody, support the channel. Where's my Twos and Fuse crew? Please continue to support. We're doing great, informative, insightful work over here. So get at me. Right. Whose playlist is colder than my co-host? Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason, as usual, is on fire tonight. That's Maya. Moving on, that was a cold little time. The 90s, boy, it was fire back then. Maya was on fire. Yeah, the voice of reason is live. What happens when your love tank is on empty? The VOR is live from Leimert Park. We are at none other than, this is historic, this is legendary, KBLA. Did you know June 19th is the 2nd year anniversary? And in 2 years, we're already legend. Do you understand? We're already legendary. In 2 years, we're legendary. The voice of reason has been here just a little under a year and a half, and I've been on fire since day one. The fire has always been lit. And I'm telling you, not just regular smoldering rocks. I'm talking about lava flows, pyroclastic, intellectual lava flows from day one. And we're going to keep it lit. Nazarene X, get in here.
Alright, yeah, man. You trying to blame me for something I ain't even do, huh?
Hold on, Nazarene.
I'm not trying to minimize anything real that we as couples go through. Now, if I find myself to be at fault, I say so be it. I fully accept that, acknowledge that, and will stand on what I did first. Like, not make excuses about it. You know, it's that type of thing. You own up to it and wear a way through, you know, whatever obstacle is presents itself, then be down to just see it through.
But no, this is where you kind of drove off the road.
Where I go,
If you ever use "this is small" to somebody that's hurting, you've marginalized how they feel.
right,
So
right,
if
and
so if you frame it as "come on now, let's come on, pick it up, let's go," they gonna be like, "Oh, so I don't have the space to feel. You did it to me. So I don't have a moment to just say, you know what, that was really horrible what you did. And I want to tell you about it." See, so what happens is, Nazarene, when we limit that, and listen, man, I'm speaking from experiential facts. soon as, hey, come on, get through it, pick it up, let's go. We can't, then it feels like, yo, you being dismissive and you're marginalizing. So you got to be careful with the words you choose.
you have an extremely potent point right there, right? But I believe that more times than not, from this side of the fence, when men in this breath are coming with that type of energy, especially if it wasn't something like really quote unquote done wrong, then what we're speaking to is more of a level of encouragement or enthusiasm, that push.
Okay.
Sometimes,
Okay, wait a minute, because you done hit on something. What is really hasn't done something wrong?
look, it's like if, let me see if I just pull from a real world example. Alright, so for example, if a woman communicates to me that her feelings are hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she needs time to express the the fullness of how she feels, I can dig that, right? Like I can leave space for that. I'm not saying, hey, get over it, hey, this and the third. It's like, again, if I'm clear that what has been hurt, what's wrong is you feel hurt by X, Y, Z. Then the floor being open is like, welcome to you expressing your feelings to the fullest. Now, because not always with women do they really want to deal with, quote unquote, what hurt them. Sometimes it's more about them just having that space to express how they feel, and that works on both good and bad sides.
So two things. You're right. In one sense, space and this goes bi-directional. I don't believe that this is a unidirectional point. It's a bi-directional point. Men should have the space to express how they really feel, and women should have the space to do the same in context of a relationship. But the other piece is, you did something wrong and you might be pushing the get over it narrative, and that could cause her to shut down in a myriad of ways and go cold, and vice versa. If a man isn't allowed to express the truth of what's on his mind, what's on his heart, and a woman is like, "Oh, come on now," do you get what I'm saying? He could shut down too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I guess it's the subtleties, right? Because you're not being dismissive about how your partner feels. That's not the move to make when you're trying to cultivate and enjoy a healthy relationship. You're not belittling them, because everybody has their little quirks or whatnot too. It's like some things hurt one party in a different way or affect the party in a different way than the other person. So any type of get over it type of push to the tone that you're speaking on, like, yeah, that's kind of out of pocket, and yeah, that's where you can cause somebody to want to shut up, or again, because I think it's about feeling that air of being receptive to one another's feelings, because that's what it's all about. Like, if you are the person that's pushing someone to just quote unquote get over something, then you're the one that's actually shut down to more of the whole of the moment of that expression of that conversation of what's going on. However, I think that, again, back to this whole thing about the fuel, right? To an extent, especially if we are locked into this mode where, typically speaking, again, not to bang on women, I'm sure men do it too, but you hear about a lot of this Like, well, where are we going? I want to go somewhere. What are we doing here? Like, in terms of a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll hear that, I want to be going somewhere, but it's like, all right, cool. And now we on the road, we in motion, and we broken down. We ran out of fuel. Now we on the side of the road, so to speak. We're not going to spend the next 3 hours just talking about how we out of fuel no more. Especially if you came into the equation like we're focused on achieving this goal of getting somewhere. So for the sake of, how you say, prioritizing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Delegation even, or what have you, like the communication is, all right, cool. We can walk together to this fuel station and along the way, tell me all about it. But I'm going to make sure we get the fuel and we're still protected so that we can continue to get to where we need to go.
Right.
Versus it being sometimes you're held into this prison of not being able to see when you're expressing yourself. I believe there are different folds, but a lot of times, like, we can get tripped up if we don't have a quote-unquote point. Like, again, there's no point of us seeking out, like, a solar power station if y'all are running on fossil fuels. Like, it's just, again, you got to be on the same page, or again, back to the tone of alignment, and not, saying that someone else is tripping, especially, again, if something has been communicated and you're both with detail, what have you, you're clear about what the transgression is, or whatever the experience is. Like, say if it's quote-unquote something small and, like,
But
I
Naz,
don't like the way you...
But Naz, I hear where you're going with this, but the bottom line is this: transaction, or not transaction, infraction in a relationship. The party who did it has to sit with it if the other party wants to stay. The party who did it has to sit with it if the other party wants to stay. Hey, brother, it's the top of the hour. I got to move forward. Yeah, listen, when we come forward, we're going to get the women's point of view. We on fire tonight. Yo, great call, Nazarene X. Yo, did that 1 hour fly? Like, woof. Did that 1 hour just woof? Come on, y'all. Let's go. Super chat. Let's go. Twos and fews. Show up. My book, The Shrouded Lighthouse, is on sale. Get it now. 20% off, Mr. Zoe. I know who the guest is for next week. I remember you said his name last week. What did I say? Tell me. Let's see if you're right. Let's see if you're right. Who was it? 20% off, right? The order expires 6/19, Juneteenth, 2023. Order. I'm going to the post office tomorrow. If you want your copy shipped tomorrow, priority mail. Come on, y'all. Step up. Step up. Katina, thank you. You always come in, you always show love. You may not be here every show, but guess what? Whenever you show up, you show love. And this is a personal thank you and a personal shout of gratitude to you. And to all the people who come in here all the time and show love, I appreciate it. Did y'all know I talked to Mimi on the weekend? Mimi, how was your coaching session? You don't have to get into the details, but how did you like it? Oh, she was already typing. Thank you. Was I a nice guy? Did I pull back too many layers?
Soulmate become your cellmate. Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a
It's official. Denver got it.
worth the wait. Trust me.
They
it's
want
gonna
it?
be crazy.
How about this?
94 to 89.
Years, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated
Night night.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask.
I had to be funny because I felt the emotions over the phone. I said, "Oh Lord, let me be sweet."
How does he maintain?
Hey, I poured honey in my mouth.
Why can't you open up?
I gotta be sweet.
On the inside, they don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you write women?
Miss Jamie.
Reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
So here are 10 behaviors that can damage any relationship, and maybe affecting yours too. Number 1, you stonewall your partner. You avoid difficult questions and conversations. This bad habit is called stonewalling. When you stonewall your partner, you're actively avoiding painful or emotional subjects. But those subjects are important to the health of your relationship. By avoiding difficult conversations, you're harboring unresolved issues with your partner. It's okay to table a hard conversation every once in a while, but ignoring an issue doesn't make it go away. Number 2, you're too distracted. Do you give your partner your undivided attention? Do you text other people when you're together? Never underestimate the value of quality time. When you're together, your partner wants to feel important. They need to know that you enjoy spending time with them. But if you're distracted, your partner may feel ignored or neglected, and your relationship may suffer. Number 3, you get defensive. Few things are as important as communication. But what if your partner tells you something you don't want to hear? Your partner may, for example, think they're doing all the work in your relationship. No one likes to hear negative feedback. So, how should you react when your partner tells you something is wrong? Defensiveness can be destructive to any relationship. When you become defensive, you stop listening to your partner's concerns. Instead, you try to protect yourself. You may argue with them or turn the tables on your partner. Either way, you're ignoring the real problem, and your partner doesn't feel heard. Number 4, you criticize too often. How often do you criticize your partner? Even if you mean well, critical behavior can drive a wedge in your relationship. Not only is it frustrating for your partner, excess criticism also creates a negative dynamic in your relationship. You lose track of why you love your partner because you're too focused on their mistakes. Number 5, you idealize your partner. Do you put your partner on a pedestal? You love your partner, so you may hold them to a high standard, but idealizing your partner can damage your relationship. When you idealize your partner, you're projecting your own preferences onto them. You love your partner for the person they could be, not who they actually are. Number 6, you ignore your past. No one is perfect. Every relationship has bumps and rough patches, but ignoring your troubled past could destroy your relationship. Your history, good and bad, is the reason you are where you are today. It has shaped the way you feel about your partner, and the way your partner feels about you. By ignoring your past, you're overlooking significant moments in your relationship and rejecting the struggles your relationship has yet to overcome. Number 7, you mislead your partner. Have you ever told your partner something you didn't mean? Deception can easily destroy a relationship. Lies and manipulation ruin the most important thing you and your partner have built together: trust. When you stop being honest, you give your partner a reason to doubt you. Honesty isn't always easy, and some things are better left
Woo-hoo! Woo! Hour number 2, the voice of reason, back in the building live on KBLA Talk 1580. Tonight's topic, it hit different. What happens when your love tank is empty? Huh? Don't you know that, hey man, if any of the behaviors that were laid out in that clip are prevalent in your relationship, it is siphoning off the fuel that keeps it going. Stonewalling, refusal to deal with difficult questions. That's a heavy one. But here's the interesting piece. In a way, in an inverted kind of way, should we allow a certain level, a minimal level of stonewalling? When we're guilty of hurting our partner and we know they need grace and space to be able to heal, is a bit of stonewalling okay? Because stonewalling is basically withdrawing from communication, not talking, not having the conversation. Maybe they don't want to talk right now. Is that a diet version? When you're wrong, does it justify a bit of stonewalling? 1-800-920-1580. Let's get the ladies in here. They've been on the line the longest. Let's get them in here. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. Get in here.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Oh, hey. What up, Nzinga? Good to see you.
Thank you. I think what that lady explained is one way the love tank can go empty. I think a lot of times people may see it as like falling out of love, but what she explained can be another way too. I think that when that happens, I don't think sometimes there was any communication in the first place. Maybe sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
When what she's describing, I think kind of piggybacking on what you said about how a man can allow his friends to pull his coattail opposed to his women. Well, I think they're friends. So sometimes if you can become friends first, maybe it's easier to pull somebody's coattail. And so since you can't, or what some would call as nagging, because to me I'm trying to understand what doesn't constitute as nagging. Me just opening my mouth. So, you run the risk there because a lot of men, they want to be able to, some men want to be able to dictate to you. And while you're not able to dictate to them, or not necessarily dictate, but to guide or, whatever it is you need to communicate with them, they misconstrue it or they consider it nagging. So I guess that's difficult as well. How do you overcome something like that where everything I say is like an attack almost? Because I think men would consider nagging an attack on them.
But I think men consider being, listen to what I'm about to say, brothers, y'all can call in and disagree. But I think when women, and I'm not talking about all women, okay? So just understand, I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about when good women, spiritually sound women, intellectually reasonable women, emotionally balanced women, okay? When they push men to greatness, many men see that as an attack. I know brothers don't want to hear that. I know brothers don't. Listen, my woman told me. She said, listen here, man. We were supposed to be way past where we are right now. She said, but you was playing. Now, I might not have liked to hear that. But it's the truth. Right? See, good women are going to push you, brothers. And oftentimes, I'm guilty too. I'm right with the rest of the brothers. I'd be like, who you talking to? What? But again, good women are wired to push men to greatness. And sometimes that pushing gets translated as nagging. And I should say mistranslated as nagging. Is that fair, Nzinga?
Yeah, I think it's fair. Some men don't mind the push, though. Because, from what I've seen and the guys I know, sometimes they don't mind the push. Sometimes I've heard friends say that they wish that their woman would push them a little bit more or wouldn't sometimes accept, anything that they have to give sometimes. So,
Let can I
I guess
let me
that,
let me
you have to want to push.
let me hit you with this. Years ago, I had a guy on my show, a spiritualist by the name of Nichama. Nichama is a spiritualist, right? And he said something that was so profound about women, it blew my mind. What he said was, he said, you can put a woman in a room without a man with some live, healthy sperm and some water and lock the door. And if she uses that sperm, you're going to have another human being in there. Women have the power to manifest. Many men do not understand that when we come in with our baggage, when we come in with our wounds, we are bringing that to a manufacturer, a spiritual manufacturer. She will manufacture in your relationship everything you haven't dealt with within yourself. She will produce it. So again,
Well,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, I think most men do understand that, but it's about the level of comfort, or how they feel about it. Are they willing to, give up the raw material, so that way we can manifest it into something? Because what they say, you give a woman a house, she'll make it a home, blah, 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 blah. They want you to have something to the table, but for me, love comes from the kitchen and it goes into the bedroom. So, it's just all about, I think, too, what does he want to do?
Let me
This, with the, mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this question. Do you think sometimes, and I've been guilty of this, but what are your thoughts? Do you think sometimes men gaslight themselves into thinking that they've been marginalized or unduly criticized by their woman? And do you think that leads them to running out of gas for the relationship, right? For themselves. They run out of gas because they're overthinking and talking and describing and logical, and this doesn't fit. And again, she might just be pushing you. According to David Deida, the way of the superior man, the woman is going to push you, and if you let her, she can push you to greatness. But do you feel like a lot of times men convince themselves that it's not pushing, it's actually attacking, and this leads to their tank going on E? What are your thoughts?
I think it's about the approach. Not every woman has finesse. And sometimes, you have to, like when I used to go when I was younger, they had the pharmacy, they would add bubblegum flavor to the medicine. So sometimes you have to, or, cherry or grape or whatever to make it more palatable. So that way I would, to the penicillin to make sure I would take it, because I had strep throat a lot growing up. And so I think it's all about, your delivery. Sometimes you can't always think about delivery. Sometimes it's just going to come out, and I've had to learn because I'm like straightforward. So I've had to learn, you have to have a little finesse, and it's not what you say, and it's how you say it.
Right.
And sometimes you have to make it palatable. Well, I remember Bill Cosby on the Cosby Show said, I can give you a steak dinner,
Or I can put it on this trash
or I
can.
can give you on the trash garbage can lid.
That's right.
I never forgot that. I never
That's
forgot
right.
that. And I saw that when I was really young, and it left an impression on me. Sometimes it
Vanessa,
come out.
Vanessa, this is how you brought Dabness to us.
Yeah.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, and so I just kind of, that, like I said, that stayed, I kept that in my front pocket. And so it's just how you present it. Some women haven't learned that.
But wait, hold on. That's a good point. But let's not leave out the men who even take the sweet, kind nudge to go in the right direction. Because how often do you hear women saying, he's stubborn? My woman told me I was stubborn today. She was like, damn it, Zoe. You're just stubborn.
Oh, yeah, there is that. And then I do want to keep in, state that sometimes some men are gaslit.
And I'm saying
gaslighting
gaslighting themselves to believe a narrative that isn't true.
Well, sometimes it can be. They're not always, so then I take that back. They're not always gaslighting themselves, some men. But for the most part, if you're not used to somebody wanting better for you or your situation than you want for yourself, then I could see how the gaslighting, I could see how the tank starts running empty, I could see how they start pulling away, maybe to go somewhere where they don't have to, rise up. They can just stay how they are. So
there it is.
You have that.
There it is. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. Girl, I love this conversation. Wait, before we leave, tell folk. Oh, she gone. Ah, man. All right, when we come forward, we got other sisters on the line and a brother on the line. They're all over the country. This is a hell of a topic. Let's keep talking. Nzinga! 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yo, 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 yo. Everybody, please, let's keep those super chats going. Thank you, Nazarene X, for reminding folks. Twos and fews, $2. Let's go on a $2 run. Everybody who hasn't given, please drop $2 in the kitty. Just $2. Everybody who hasn't done it, please drop $2 on that super chat. Hit that $ beneath the chat. Drop $2 right now. And everybody who drops $2, can we get everybody in the chat to celebrate them, to applaud them, to uplift them? We're only asking for $2 from the folk that ain't done it yet. Can y'all get a $2 run going? Can we get a $2 run going? Phone callers, I need one call. I need one caller. Can I get another caller? The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Who wants to get in and talk about it? Who wants to get in and talk about it? Truemonger, hit us with a 5-piece. Who wants to get in and talk about it? Call us now. Nzinga called. Atala called. A lot of folks. Hey, I think Mimi called too, right? We know Nazarene called. We know Third Eye ain't gonna call. Miss JB, as usual, as always, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for contributing to the show as you always do. You're like Katina. You might not be here all the time, but when you show up, you show love. We appreciate it. Deborah Johnson, we appreciate you for showing up and showing love. Truemonger, we appreciate you for showing up and showing love. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason and his playlist are doing what they do. That's Snow Allegra. Y'all know what it is. The voice of reason in the playlist is unmatched. It's untouchable. You got other stations now talking about their playlist. Don't act brand new. It wasn't saying nothing about no playlist last year. Zoe get over here and start cutting up down. Now they got a playlist. I'm just saying, I'm listening, I'm paying attention to other radio stations, just little catchwords or whatever, our playlist. What? Hold on. Zoe Williams' playlist is his co-host. Don't ever get it twisted now. If you're in a relationship that's running out of gas, you'll probably notice that you guys don't talk as much. Right? You guys don't talk as much. And when you do talk, it's superfluous talk, superficial talk. Nothing really meaningful. The real substantive conversations are far too overwhelming and too emotionally intense to actually have without getting angry. So you avoid those altogether. That's going to drain the tank. You've also fallen into a sexless relationship. Wow. Talking to each other deeply about real conversation, right? Real issues. That is an intimacy builder. Take that off the table. Probably not going to be as attractive to each other anymore, right? It's interesting, right? Falling into a sexless relationship. A sexless relationship is defined as having sex fewer than 10 times a year or not having sex at all in the last 1 to 6 months. Sexless. Nope. I had this. Okay, all right. You no longer have any patience for your partner. This one is similar to number one, but also it includes not having patience for your partner's actions. They sit down to watch TV on a Sunday morning and you groan. They make plans with a friend and you roll your eyes. They talk about maybe visiting their family on the holidays, but you'd rather stick needles underneath their nails. Like, you just get frustrated and disappointed, right? Or one or both of you doesn't want to try anymore. When the trying dies, it gives birth to crying eyes. When the trying dies, it gives birth to crying eyes. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, right? I know. A lot of people don't want to hear it. This is tough. Ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are absolutely bonkers. Let's get our folks on the line who's been waiting. Attila from Houston, Texas. Get in here.
Whoa, I was hoping you weren't going to say my name. Hi. What's going on, bro?
Hey, you hear what I'm talking about? That tank empty. You hear me?
Oh, man. I've never been in a sexless situation. At Torian, we just don't do that. We'll stop talking before that happens. I don't know.
Has your tank ever been on empty?
Yes.
In a relationship? What did it feel like? And were you able to refill the tank, or did you throw the tank out? Did you throw the car out with the empty tank? Talk to me.
Yeah, by the time I get to that point, the whole car is trash.
Wow.
At that point, I'm the type of person, like, I wouldn't want to call myself a nagger, but I definitely, will try and get to the bottom of something as much as I can. But if it's just not working, it's just not working.
So, what pushes you to that final moment of my tank is empty and I'm no longer interested in refilling it?
I think once respect goes out the window. I'm big on respect. So
respect.
Once I see that there's a blatant disrespect or denial or just completely ignoring me, I'm like, all right, so it's time to go.
Now let me ask you this. What if there's still an emotional connection?
Can there be at that point?
Yes. What if there's still
Emotional connection on their part?
an emotional connection and a physical connection, even though the tank is on empty in terms of interest with regards to building the relationship up, trying to maintain the relationship, trying to pour into the relationship. You might be exhausted in your pour game, but that attachment and the emotional connection might be there. How do you reconcile that?
I mean, at that point, to me, what that says is you still have, people who want to work things out. That's different. I mean.
Oh, no. Stay with me. Stay with me. I want you to think about this when we come forward. Oh, no, we're good? Wait a minute. We ain't got it. When we do I? Okay, cool. All right, we got time. I'm sorry. It's just that I be wanting you. I said it now. I be's wanting you to have adequate time, right? To make your point. I don't want to cut you off because you're saying some profound things. I'm setting up this question. Okay? I'm setting up this question. There's but you said if there's still an emotional connection, then we still got something to work with. So I want you to build on that when we come forward, okay? All right, then. Attila, Houston, Texas. When we return, more heat from the Voice of Reason. Attila, you're doing a great job as usual. Thank you. What's the blue book? The blue book information on the vehicle. That's funny. That was just another way to get them white girls to the White House. Losers ain't supposed to go to the White House. They're having an NCAA college day at the White House, and over 1,000 NCAA athletes have been invited to the White House. First time ever. You think them girls wasn't invited? Over 1,000 NCAA athletes? Oh, we gonna get them up here. We gonna get them up here. Thank you, Shane Artis. I keep it macking and never slacking. Thank you. Thank you for the $2. I haven't seen very many $2 challenges. Maybe you were the first one. Was Shane Artis the first one to do it? Was Shane Artis the first one to do the $2 challenge? $2 ain't shit. Can everybody follow Shane's? No. True gave 5. We talking about, I saw trues and we shouted true out. I'm talking about the 2s. Alma S. There we go. Call to action. Those who haven't done it, please do it. 2s. From my expression, the others can't take our shine. Nope. That's right. Momentum building. Let's get the 2s rocking. And their families. Y'all tell me, what do you want to talk about tomorrow? Y'all tell me, what topic do you want me to cover tomorrow for the VOR? All you got to do is email me, vor106@gmail.com. What topic do you want me to cover for y'all tomorrow? Email me your hottest, most interesting topics, vor106@gmail.com. What would you like for me to cover? Thank you for supporting the VOR family. Erica, what up, Erica? You gave twice as much as I asked for. Erica, you should call in. I want to talk to you now, Erica. Call in. Thank you, Erica. We appreciate it. Can everybody send some love to Erica? Shower Erica. Shower Erica with your love. I messed up the song. Sorry. Shower Erica. Show Erica love, 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 love. Never again, Zoe. Sorry. Shower me with your love. Y'all remember Surface? Yeah, it's terrible. I sound terrible. I'm sorry, Erica. He said never. Oh, hell no. Miss JB said, God damn it, he said never. I don't mean do it again. That's funny. Hey, we are $10 away. We are $10 away. Yes, sir. We are $10 away from a pretty good benchmark today. We are $10 away. Who's going to help us do it? Let's get 5 people to give $2. Let's go.
So I want to take through the 5 signs that your relationship is over. Recognizing these signs is critical, even though it might be hard for you to accept it. Now, the fact that you're even watching this video tells me that you're already thinking that this relationship isn't going to last. And even if that isn't necessarily true, those thoughts that you're having that make you second guess yourself and start acting weird and clingy, those will destroy a good relationship. You have a choice to make right now. You either address the 5 things I'm about to talk about in this video, or face the truth and end the relationship yourself because it's over. So what are the 5 signs? Sign number 1, you don't feel like yourself. In this relationship, you feel like you're walking on eggshells. You don't know how to act when you're in public or when you're around your friends. You aren't sure if you should hold hands. You're uncomfortable talking about your feelings because you don't know if they're on the same page. All of these things mean you don't feel comfortable being you. And any relationship where you have to twist yourself into somebody that you're not in order to keep the peace, it only starts a war inside of you. And those kind of relationships, they always blow up. The second sign, you're constantly questioning how you should communicate. If you're nervous about sending a text asking if they want to hang out, or do you obsess over whether they opened your Snap but they haven't responded, or how long it's been since they texted you back? Do they watch your Instagram story but not respond to your text messages? Are you compulsively checking social media to try to get the clues you need that it's okay to reach out? Any relationship where you spend more time questioning rather than talking about communication is a relationship that's broken. Sign number 3, you think about where the relationship stands all the time. So do you constantly think about questions like, where's this going? Are we exclusive? Are we committed? Can I introduce you to my family and take you to a work event? How should I introduce you? What are you thinking? What do you say about me? Not knowing where you stand means this relationship doesn't stand a chance. Sign number 4, you're starting to get annoyed. You're now the one opening snaps and not responding. You're saying you're too busy to hang out in order to send a message. You're hesitant to commit to future plans because you don't know the future of this relationship. You snap at them more than usual. All those cute little things that used to make you laugh, they're really annoying. And here's the kiss of death. If their name pops up on your phone or they walk through the door at the end of the day and you feel dread and not excitement, that's a sign that you're over this person. And the 5th and final sign, you're questioning whether or not you have the same values. If you're starting to feel like you're losing yourself, for example, maybe you're drinking more than you'd like. You're spending less time with your friends. You're skipping the gym. You're only doing things, for example, like listening to certain types of music.
Mel Robbins. Mel.
That's a major problem. If there isn't a balance between the 2 of you, you will always feel like a less important part of the relationship because you are. Now here's a quick test to see if you're losing yourself. Just go out alone tonight with your friends, and if it feels like a relief because you can finally act like yourself, that's a sign that this is not a relationship for you. I bet.
Wow, Mel Robbins? Yeesh, she's on fire tonight. Boy, that relationship gas tank can hit empty. And oftentimes, it's rooted in the quality of the communication that the relationship engages in, right? Gosh, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells because you can't talk, that's crazy. That's a heavy way to look at it. Byron Katie, the way to an open heart is an open mind. Closed mind, closed heart. Can't see it no other way. Can't shift your perspective, can't get out of the past, have to stay in, the past, and it could have been this way, it was supposed to be that way, it's not this way, and oh my God, we missed an opportunity. Stay in that lane. Closed mind, closed heart. Woo. Tableau, his quote, or I should say their quote, my heart was closed, cold, So I was self-conscious and cynical. But at the same time, here's another one. And I think men should make space for this, just like women should make space for this. Sorry, my heart is closed for renovation. Be back when the damage has been repaired. See, hurting each other is par for the course for a relationship. Anybody out there that's out there talking like, oh, relationships ain't supposed to be like. Listen, people hurt each other, right? You have never had a clean person come into a relationship. Clean meaning clean of the wrath of being hurt. Clean of having the stain of hurt on them. Everybody has been hurt. And if everybody has been hurt, and most people do not like looking at that hurt, chances are they will hurt you. My heart is closed to everyone. It's too frail to be played with. And Sal. It's heavy stuff tonight, y'all. Heavy stuff. These are relationship drainers. They will drain all of the energy out of your relationship. I need y'all to know that. If it's not dealt with, any infraction will look like the end of the world. Man, it's tough. Attila, Houston, Texas. Get in here and wrap your thought.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I honestly do not remember what I was saying.
That's a shame. That is,
a while ago.
You're very young. That's a shame. Now, me being
I
old.
was blown away off of them.
You was what?
I was blown away. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of information, but I mean, I'll say this. I mean, if I just look back on, I would say maybe my last 3 or 4 relationships, you know, in truth, I don't feel like I was just really in it to begin with, right? So essentially, running out of gas for me was almost like an escape in the first place.
This is kind of a good thing.
I'm sorry.
Oops, out of gas. I'm out of here.
I'm gonna go there a good time and then never come back. Yeah. So I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I feel like if you're really, really into somebody or really into a relationship and you feel like you've really invested time and, you know, you feel like you have your person, then that, to me, is going to be enough for you to try and refill it together, right? It's not going to be
so wait, hold on. If your person is a human and had a stupid moment that hurt you, then you're supposed to try to refill the tank?
I mean, I gotta be in it from day one.
All right. I appreciate it, Attila. Once again, Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580 when I come forward. Denver, Colorado. And of course, these are legendary cities, by the way. Denver, Colorado, Battle Creek, Michigan, Houston, man, hey, Atlanta, Georgia. We got legendary cities. Go LA. I don't know where LA be at. I don't know. LA just be slipping. When we come forward, more from the Voice of Reason. If I ain't in it to win it, I ain't really in it. Come on, Attila. Yes, they did win. LA lacking for sure. But I'm going to see everybody at the damn Juneteenth party. They're going to be like, listen, I was in the grocery store with my daughter the other day. And a husband and wife walk. They go to Voice of Reason. They hear, they listening. Back in the day, I used to go to this poetry venue, and there was this one brother who used to do frames. I think he called himself D Poet. He used to do frames. That was his his business. He would frame things up. I think I had him frame up something for me, a portrait of my son and daughter. And I saw him. He was like, "Yo, you all over the radio, you," but they never call. So they're hearing. He was like, "Where you been? Come to this poetry event on this." I'm like, I don't even do poetry like this. And this was way back in 2008, 2009. But in LA, they're like, it's hot in LA because other radio personalities that I'm friends with are like, yo asses over at KBLA killing. These are other radio personalities going, nigga, you got the city on fire. But for some reason, they don't want to call in. Did this show go fast or was it me? I used to do poetry. My first book contains poems. I had a poem that everybody loved to hear. It was called Your Mouth Scares Me. And I was just talking about how people speak very negatively in relationships. Your mouth scares me. I'm gonna have to go pull that up. Every time I went to a poetry spot, hey, do that, your mouth scares me. Not everybody like a Renaissance man. Not everybody like a multifaceted type dude. Especially if he's like everybody else, flawed. Hey, get up and party with me. They're like, boy, what is this? My playlist is always my co-host. I will survive. Gloria Gaynor, ladies and gentlemen. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. Phone calls all night long from all over the country. Tonight's topic, what happens when you lose that spark? What happens when your love tank is empty? Gosh. Stephen Hawking, right? Famous physicist, cosmologist. He says, like people, waves, when they meet, can either tend to enhance or diminish each other. He's talking about the wave function. When waves interact, you have crests and then you have valleys. And those valleys cancel out, those crests enhance. So a lot of times, man, everything we've been through, we come at each other like waves and it creates an interference pattern. It's heavy stuff tonight, man. And it's a lot of stuff to work through. Our relationships are very difficult and painstaking, but they can be very fruitful at the same time if that's what we're ultimately in search of. A deeper understanding of how to make it work. How long is too long to wait for a relationship? Psychologists say you should wait at least 2 months, right? Until you ask the other person to be exclusive with you. You might decide to commit to each other sooner than that, but generally speaking, 8 weeks is a good timeline. What if you're already committed and you're waiting for things to come back to normal? How long should you wait? Come back to normal after an infraction. How do you know if it's worth staying with someone? Well, number one, you have to ascertain if the both of you are committed to growth. Do you genuinely respect one another? Do you share some common values? Do you share a vision? Are you willing to forgive one another? Gosh. Forgiving is not just speaking. A lot of times people speak, and energetically and spiritually, they haven't forgiven a damn thing. They holding on to that tighter than a damn anaconda holding on to a capybara. You like the way I said that in the country way? Capybara. That's they just holding on to it. Gosh, man. You want it to stay? You got to open up and lean into it. All right? Let's get these callers in here. Haru Ali been on the longest. Battle Creek, Michigan legend time. Let's talk.
Peace and love to all. Honor Zoe, everybody, the guys, Kevin Smiley, Andy, thinking about you, Arabia. It's all good. Listen, it's been my experience that nobody appreciates peace until pain is present.
Here we go. Nobody appreciates peace until pain is present. Come on.
Listen, I'm guilty of it myself. I know it. When I broke everything in the military, all that stuff was like, everything was all good till something broke, till I broke something. Listen, the Fed now, all the stuff that's going on,
Here we
like,
go.
really?
Here we go.
Really? Is this what we're really doing? Is this what we're doing? So I'll end it on this right here. Personal projection versus personal accountability. You know the person that you're dealing with. You know, and you've had conversations. And sometimes it takes their presence to be absent for you to truly appreciate and have gratitude for them being there. I'm going to leave y'all with that because we only have so many minutes, less than 4 minutes. Peace and love to the family nations. Stay safe and stay dangerous.
My brother, Haru Ali, brought Battle Creek, Michigan in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the routine. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Cali, Seoul, Denver, Colorado. Get in here and finish cooking.
Peace, everybody. Peace, bro. I was gonna say, in my humble opinion, filling your love tank is something that is up to you.
Ooh.
Kind of like baking a really beautiful dessert or going and having a really wonderful dessert somewhere, and your partner having something to put into your love tank and lending something to your love tank is like the port wine that goes with the dessert. So to me, your dessert, your love tank should be complete all by itself on your own. And that way, you know, like, you don't have a problem with them going and giving and receiving love everywhere. And I don't mean like sharing your body and all of this stuff, but I'm just saying in general, like, we're spiritual creatures, so we're meant to give and receive love at all times. We're not meant to shut it off. But when it comes to partnership, we always want to put ownership around it, to put gates around our partners. You should be experiencing freedom, love, appreciation, truth, and sincerity in your relationships. Freedom is the first thing. And a lot of times when we don't experience that and we don't give that, it doesn't feel good. But your love tank that's your responsibility to keep full. And what your partner gives to that is like an accoutrement or a fine piece that also accents it. And that's all I have to say.
I love it. Cali, Seoul, Denver, Colorado in the building. Listen, I start the conversations. You finish them. Tuning into this show is not about you agreeing with what I'm saying. It's about you exploring what I'm saying. and us exploring together, right? That's what this show is about. Let's explore together. The conversations you're afraid to have with your partner, you can have here every day. You can call in anonymously, but don't be anonymous when you call in. But you can call in. Say, my name is Charleston Heston. That's fine. But the reality of it is, if you don't have these conversations, if you don't get used to having these difficult conversations, trust me, the relationship is going to run out of steam. We need to have substantive discussions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my brother is up next to keep this Monday fire going. You already know who's on the line coming up next. It's my brother Danny Morrison and the Danny Morrison Show. It's going to be crazy. And I will say this, do not forget, my television show airs as soon as I go off the air. Oh my goodness, the Situation Shift. Get that app, Our TV 78, and tap into the Situation Shift with Zoe Williams. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another slapper. Fire show! Fire show! Appreciate each and every one of y'all. And guess what? We absolutely hit our mark. We hit 150 on this show. Thank you guys. Much love, much appreciation. We hit our mark. All right? I appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There go Danny Morrison.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
You
Appreciate y'all
dig?
checking in. Situationship is coming on right now. Get that app. Check out the show.
Yeah. On and cracking. All right, y'all. Gonna watch the show.